Have you hit a plateau in your training, a slump in your fitness, or maybe even losing fitness? Not hitting those distance times that you've been chasing? Here's a few questions we should be asking ourselves on why that's happening. Once we critique our training right, then we can overcome these plateaus, these slumps, and these disappointments in our performance goals. Central to becoming fitter, faster, stronger runners is a progressive training overload. So what does that mean? That means we increase our intensity of overload through effort and through duration in order to improve our running. One way that we can address a progressive training overload, especially for new runners, is assess whether we're running enough days a week or whether we might even be running too many days a week for the more seasoned runners. For new runners, I'd recommend a minimum of 3 days per week. And for more seasoned runners, you can build anywhere up from 5 to even 7 days a week. Add a day a week of training, or perhaps even drop back a day of training per week in order for better recovery. How are you breaking up your training over those days? If you're running the same every run, you're not going to improve in your running performance. So you need to break up different types of training sessions over those days that you're running. What should that look like? For those just starting out or looking at mainly fitness goals where you're running 3 days per week, then I break those 3 days a week into these 3 types of runs. An easy maintenance mileage type of run at a conversational pace of around 30 to 40 minutes. A speed workout, which could be a variety of workouts that you can mix up each week for your speed workout, from fartleks, intervals, speed repeats, hill repeats, threshold and tempo runs. There's plenty out there, and it's not hard to find what those workouts might be on YouTube or here on this channel. The third run that is essential to any running training program is the long run. Build up the distance of your long run so that it is over and beyond that what you're training for, so it will make that distance easier come race day or when you're shooting for that distance time performance goal. The benefits of a long run are amplified the longer you run on your long run at an easy conversational pace, low zone 2 effort. You can build that up to 3.5 hours. But the science and research tells us that anything beyond that 3.5 hours has what's called diminishing returns, where the risk of injury and the length of recovery you're going to need after that, it's not worth going any longer than 3.5 hours. Sure, there are people who are outliers, but for the general mere mortals like us, that's what you're aiming for. But again, it's a gradual build up over time for your long run. For those who are running 4 to 7 days a week, you can start including a second speed workout for the week, but I wouldn't go beyond 2 speed workouts a week. But then you can also look at maybe some longer endurance and some recovery maintenance runs. When I get up to 5 to 6 days training a week, maybe even 7, I'll also include a midweek longish run. Not only do we have our running goals that we're reaching for, but that each running workout, each running session has a goal within itself. It has its purpose in our training. So remember, keep your hard runs hard and your easy runs easy, and remember the purpose that you have in each and every one of those running sessions. Are your speed sessions being fruitful? Are you overestimating what you're capable of in your speed sessions? Are you adjusting your speed sessions to suit your fitness where you're at? How you attack your speed sessions might also be affecting your overall training performance. Are you going too hard for too long or not hard enough? Are you doing too many speed sessions close together? Are you going too intense? Are you not building your intensity of effort over those? So you may need to redress how you're programming or how you're scheduling your speed sessions. What about your long runs? Have you been building up your long runs or increasing the duration and distance of your long runs too big? You need to back it down. Or have you been building them up enough? Have you been increasing that duration and distance gradually over time, over the weeks? The goal and the purpose of your long run is to build your aerobic capacity. Have you been running too hard on your long runs? Are you keeping it down at that easy conversational effort in your zone 2, low zone 3 training areas? Or are you going out too hard? Strong legs are fast legs. Are you including strength training in your running training? And that could be anywhere from plyometrics to strength resistance training or even strength endurance training. There's a variety of ways that you can incorporate strength training into your running train to improve your running performance. If you're not currently including or haven't included strength training in your running training, to start off with just once a week. You could even go up to 3 times a week, depending on what you're training for. Now, if there's one thing I know about runners, I know that we are always hungry. But what does your diet look like? Could your diet be affecting your training? Not necessarily in your overall diet and calorie intake or the types of calories you're bringing in, but are you fueling your runs correctly? Are you refueling, taking that protein and carbohydrates after your run sessions? So your diet plays more of an important role, not just in how many calories you're consuming each day, but whether you're consuming them at the times that you should be to benefit your running training and performance. Some of us, we like to run fasted for our easy maintenance runs or our mileage runs, and others of us might need to have just something in our bellies to make us feel comfortable and not so lightheaded for the run. For our higher intensity speed sessions, we're going to need a full muscle belly full of glycogen to make sure we can really hit those paces and efforts that we're after. As much as the long run is designed to build our aerobic capacity to utilize our fat oxidation and fat burning for energy, we're also going to be burning a lot of glycogen because of the duration of a long run. So make sure you've still got some fuel in your body, and you may even need to take some gels or refuel along the way. And what about your recovery? Is your recovery optimal for your running performance? Things to take into consideration with your recovery. Number one, sleep. Are you getting that minimal sleep that you need in order to restore and recover? The diet is a part of that, making sure you're doing some stretching, maybe some heat and cold exposure. Consider active recovery. That include low impact exercise, low heart rate exercise, but still keeps your body moving. That could be anything from Pilates, yoga, cycling, swimming, rowing. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do at that low intensity, or even low intensity runs that are at a slower pace than your easy run. But it's about keeping those muscles moving, getting oxygen into those muscles to help them recover. You may even consider adding in an extra recovery day or 2 recovery days running in order for you to know that you can really attack that next running session with purpose. If you came this far, thanks for watching. If you liked the video and it helped you, please hit that like button. If you want to know more about my running journey, tips, tricks, tools and motivation to running, please hit that subscribe button. God bless.